Facebook is deleting all of your live videos very soon. Changes are coming to the Facebook platform that's likely going to affect your business. If you are a health educator or a content creator and you are building your business online or you desire to, then you want to listen to this video, because here I'm going to talk about exactly what you can do next now that Facebook is deleting live videos after 30 days, and also not just this new update, but what to do when social media changes in general. So what was the update? About a week ago, February 18th, 2025, Facebook has announced that they're going to be deleting all of their live videos. And they're going to be removed. They're only available now for 30 days before being removed. And so some of the questions is like, well, what exactly is changing? So new videos starting February 19th and onwards, they can only be live broadcasts. They can be replayed, downloaded, or shared for 30 days before being automatically deleted. It used to be that you have the option to select never delete, and by default it was 30 days. I would always select never delete. But that option is being taken away. Now it's going to be automatically deleting. And then existing videos, if you, like me, have been recording live videos, say once a week for the last 5 years or so, then all those videos are going to be deleted as well. And you're going to have 90 days to be able to transfer your content to some other platform. And also, the reason why this is happening is because they're updating their Facebook Live video storage policies. And they say that since a lot of the live videos get the first views, like the first few weeks after you go live, they're saying that it doesn't make sense for them to store all these live videos if most of the views happens within the first few weeks. So that's what they're going to do. So you're asking, what are your options to be able to save your videos? According to Facebook, they say there's 3 options. Number 1, you can download individual videos by selecting the video that you want and saving it to your device. That can be quite tedious. Great if you have only a few, but if you got hundreds or even tens, I mean, that could take a while. Second option is bulk download. You can also download all of your videos in a single zip file on both mobile and web. If you want to know how to do that, you might want to go to ChatGPT and let that AI be your tech support and say, can you show me step by step how to bulk download all of my videos from Facebook before they get deleted? And I'm sure our friendly chat AI will be able to help you out there. The third option is you can do a cloud transfer. You can directly transfer all your live videos from to some other cloud storage like OneDrive, the Google Drive, or some other platform. By God's grace, for our business, every single video that I've done live, we also have captured our own files and we put it on our own server. We often have backups on Google Drive, and we upload all the videos to Notion. And this is the reason why we do this is for these exact updates. Facebook, social media is constantly changing. There's always new things that you don't know. And you just don't want to be in that position where you have all of your assets, your intellectual property that you have been storing on rented land, on other people's platforms. So the next question is, can I still share my previous live videos? The answer is yes. You can share the live videos until they're deleted, which they're 90 days if they were recorded before February 19th. It's 30 days if it was recorded after February 19th. So you can share them during that allotted time period, and they say you can clip them and repurpose them and do whatever you'd like to, but they're going to be deleted after 90 days from all your past archives. So for me, I've been creating content since 2012. I actually started on Facebook, created a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. And at first I was using Facebook to share my YouTube videos, and really both of them I remember there was one year that Facebook decided that they're going to be a pay-to-play game with Facebook business pages. So after averaging probably about 3,000 views per post and getting several thousand people on my Facebook page, then there was overnight one post that used to average about 3,000 and more, now got down to like a tenth of that, where I'm now reaching about 300 people. So Facebook said, oh yeah, you know all those followers that you've developed onto your Facebook page? Yeah, you have to pay us in order to get access to that anymore. So that was really shocking. That was really like perplexing. And at the beginning, I didn't really know how to handle that. YouTube, I was publishing weekly content just about every week since 2012 as well. And one day, after garnishing thousands of hours on YouTube and posting video after video after video, hundreds of videos, they were getting hundreds of thousands of views, YouTube decided to give me 3 strikes in 24 hours with no appeal. And I was like, wait, what? They claimed that I had violated their community guidelines, but I've never violated any of them before. But just within 24 hours, these 3 were 3 strikes and gone. All of those thousands of subscribers that I gathered over probably 5 years, completely gone, and there was no way to get it back. And that's when I realized many of those videos only existed on YouTube, and I didn't have any other platform to show for myself. And that was a shocking wake-up call. And a lot of times when social media changes, it can be really frustrating. And it can get people feeling kind of like this, right? But it doesn't have to be. I couldn't help but notice that on Facebook, and in the comment sections of this post, there was a variety of different responses. One person said, I hate this. We've been taking online craft classes in private groups since COVID. 5 years of online knowledge gone in a split second. This is not cool. So they're seeing like how much they're gonna lose and what's gone and what's different, and they're just like, the response is that they just hate it. Karen, she says, not happy about this at all. I have videos that I have not looked at yet from 1 year ago, and now I will be able to watch them. This is not fair to anyone. And then this third person says, this is horrible for companies who did any kind of live tutorials or classes. They did this, and people brought thinking they could have lifetime access. Oh, people bought thinking they could have lifetime access. Not good at all. So she's seeing that this is a horrible thing. And one last person, Johnny, he says, next they will delete personal pictures on your own Facebook. Yes, it's their website, but it's our personal videos and live stuff. So for example, Facebook corporate should get rid of employees after 90 days. What's really shocking to me about this sarcasm, it has 223 likes. Like, so many people agreed with, in my opinion, this ridiculous comment. There's a lot of people who are looking at these changes and updates on Facebook, and they're upset, they're irritated, they're stressed out. And I just want to ask you, on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you handle change in your business? Let's say a 1 is change frustrates me. I wish things would just stay the same. And 10 is I enjoy the pivot. I enjoy finding creative solutions to an ever-changing marketplace. You recognize that change is part of the journey and you embrace it. Which number would you say that you are on a scale of 1 to 10? Put it down in the comments below. How do you handle when business changes, with social media changes their algorithm or their policy updates, and it really affects your business? Because what I have found in business, your ability to succeed and thrive is going to be in direct proportion to your ability to pivot and modify when there are new changes taking place in your business. So the number one tip that I would give to really turn these change into progress and to stay ahead and a competitive advantage in business. And if you don't do this, if you don't pivot, you're going to die in business. And it's going to be a lot harder for you to keep yourself established or have market share and maintain it. But the first thing we have to do is find an empowering meaning. We can't just allow ourselves to say so many things like, this is horrible, I hate this, I wish things would stay the same, this isn't fair. All of these disempowering meanings that we attach to the change, it doesn't help us. it definitely hurts us and it limits us from being able to serve the people you're called to serve as health educators. One of my favorite quotes that was so life-changing that I learned from Dr. Caroline Leaf, she's another health educator who's reached millions of people. She taught me as a teenager that you cannot change your circumstances, but you can choose your reactions. And she shared on, she was commenting on the verse on Deuteronomy, how God lays before us life and death, blessing and cursing. Choose life. He pleads with us to choose life. So how do we do that? By creating an empowering meaning. When Facebook changes, when YouTube changes, like even when I lost all of my YouTube videos, that many of them I only had that one copy of, you know what's really empowering about it? It was that experience that led me to realize how important it was for me to own my own video. One of the comments says, yeah, it's your company, your website, but it's our videos. That's not true. In their policy, they actually say, like, when you publish the content on there, it belongs to them. They could change, modify, delete, adjust. They could do whatever they want to. When you're publishing and borrowing, using these platforms to borrow traffic to grow your business, then you're surrendering some of the usage rights and to them, and you're giving them permission to use it however you want. It was in the terms and agreements when you signed up. You know, the ones that people like check, like, yes, I read and agreed to the terms, and they could be signing away their kidney for all they know, because most people don't read it. Yeah, that one that we all checked off, that's how they are able to make these changes. But what we can do, though we can't choose or control our circumstances, we can choose a reaction. We can find an empowering meaning. Another quote that was helpful was from John Maxwell. He said, the only constant in life is change. Change is automatic. Growth is optional. We get to decide whether we're going to take these changes and grow through it. And my encouragement is, don't just go through your stuff, learn to grow through your stuff. In business, there's a lot of unmet expectations. There's delays, there's disappointments. There are discouraging times, and how we handle those, it means everything to whether we stay or we outlast, whether we endure to the end. And like for me with the YouTube, when YouTube got shut off, I began to realize, like, whoa, it took me a while to start posting back on YouTube. But from YouTube, when YouTube crashed, which was the vast majority of my audience, I switched to started posting on Facebook. I started diversifying more of the platforms that I'm posting on. Two, I also saw the need of being able to own my own data and be able to store the videos that I could repurpose and use and access again. And that's been very helpful. But I would say that I'm glad that my YouTube channel got shut down, because another thing that it did for me is it allowed me to rebrand. It allowed me to be able to pivot and shift in a direction that was actually really better. It's better for me, my life vision, my mission, my purpose, my calling. And I'm glad that all those videos were deleted. Now, I would like to be able to have copies of some of them, at least for reference, but many of them I have audio files too. But it's just like, in these experiences, we get to decide, like, every event of life has no inherent meaning except for the meaning that we give it. So we are, as human beings, God has created us with a gift of being meaning-making machines. No experience inherently has any meaning except for the meaning that we attach to it. So we can say, this is horrible, or this is terrible, or we can look at our circumstances, we can look at our situation, we can look at things that are out of our control. We're saying, how awful, and feel discouraged. But we can also look at these things and say, how amazing, or how fascinating. We can trade, like Jim Rohn says, trade our frustration for fascination. And really the words that we use to describe our experiences largely affect whether or not we're going to make great decisions through it. So we can look, there's two sides of the coin. We could look at the disempowering, death, sickly area that disempowers us to taking action, or we can look at the bright, flourishing areas, as you can see on the screen, that gives us life and has meaning and empowering us to be able to take action. And one thing that I've realized, as like Romans 8:28 says, we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and to them that are called according to his purpose. When we're not getting as many sales as we would like, that's happening for our good. What we see from this quote is all things, everything in life is happening for you and not to you. And we get to choose that. We get to choose, is this the end or is this the beginning? Is God punishing you or is God answering your prayers? Is this happening to you or is this happening for you? Sometimes we ask these lousy questions. We're like, God, why is this happening to me? And we're like, this is not fair. But what if we, like, the quality of our life comes down to the quality of the questions that we ask. And if we ask better quality questions, we get a better quality answer in life. So one of the questions that I found is so helpful, and I learned this from Michael Hyatt. He made a course about leading through crisis. And in this, right around COVID, it was really powerful and helpful, is how to lead through crisis. And one question that he said to ask is, what can I do now that I couldn't do before? So when plans change, when circumstances are out of your control, instead of focusing on what you can't control, focus on what we can control. And what could we do now what can I do now that I couldn't do before? So let's say, just for this Facebook Live, for example, is when Facebook is no longer storing these live videos, how do we, like, what opportunities open up for us that we didn't have before? I know for me, as I ask that question, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start, there's something I've always wanted to do, and I want to get on Facebook. I want to get on Zoom, and on Zoom, be able to come together with health educators, see each other's faces, share it in the comments, be able to encourage one another, network with each other, and create a platform on Zoom that we're able to interact once a week. And I know for myself, I do better when I see a live audience and it's easier to record. And I want to gather together people who are interested in learning some marketing things together and like create like a little flock that even beyond our live videos, because I've been doing live videos every week. I'm still going to continue creating as part of my weekly content rhythm that when I coach health educators, I often encourage them, I want you to create at least one long form weekly content so that you can let your light shine and add value in the marketplace. I'm not going to stop that, but I'm going to pivot the way that it's done. I'm going to have a weekly Zoom call at 9 o'clock, 9 in the morning Pacific time, and it's going to be open to any health educators. It's going to be a free Zoom call. This is where I'm going to record my videos that I also post on YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to pre-record it, then upload it later. It won't be live. I know that Ray Janae, aka Mommy Mango, on social media, what she shared is that she knows with her Facebook Lives, her audience really likes them and they engage well, so she's likely going to go live and within 30 days download it and then re-upload it so it could last longer. And I think that's a solid strategy too. For me, I don't really want to download and re-upload things, so I'm just going to record on Zoom. And I'm also going to be emphasizing some daily reels. There was a time when Facebook was like, live videos are new, and they're promoting lives, and they want the world to know. But like, it used to be that pre-recorded videos was a way to go, and then Facebook's like, people like lives. So then they heavily promoted Facebook Lives. Now, most of the platforms, if not all of them, are optimizing for daily reels or short form video content. Whether it's like 30 seconds to 59 seconds, reels on Instagram, Facebook, TikToks, those, it's not just dancing children, but they're actually talking about real health problems and finding amazing health solutions. Also, YouTube Shorts is optimized. LinkedIn has their short form videos. What's powerful is today we're living in an age where even Threads and Twitter, all of these different platforms are optimized for these short form vertical videos. That's portraits instead of like landscape, like with this video's landscape. So I'm definitely going to be investing more of my resources into that in 2025. I'm challenging myself to publish a new short video every day for the entire year and just really get good at speaking in the short form content. I look forward to that. But if it wasn't for the change of the live videos, I probably wouldn't, I was still encouraged in that direction, but now I'm even more just propelled in the direction that I'd like to go. But a lot of this comes down to what kind of meaning are we going to attach to the experiences of life? Because there's two types of things that we can imagine in business. Is what I like to call, you can have a diseased imagination or you can have a sanctified imagination. Diseased imagination sees future defeat, looks at every social media change, algorithm change, or update, policy change, and they just see like, oh, this is going to be more loss. I'm going to fail. I'm going to be defeated through this process. Sanctified imagination sees future victory, is asking, okay, how will this help me to win? How can I use this change as progress, as fuel, turning our fear into fuel for forward progress? And then a diseased imagination sees obstacles, and they only see like obstacles, whereas sanctified imagination sees possibilities. Diseased imagination sees problems, and a sanctified imagination sees solutions. Have you ever met, like, you know those people who they have a problem to every solution, and there's also people who have a solution to every problem? You and I, as health educators, we want to be those people who have the solutions to every problems. What I like to do, a philosophy that a culture that we have in our company, is spend 95% of our time on the solution and only 5% of our time, energy, attention on the problem. Because when we are solution oriented, when there's changes, there's always a solution. In life and business, the quality of our life comes down to the quality of the problems that we have and solve. So if we want a better life, we need better quality problems. And problems don't go away. As soon as they're solved, then we get a better quality problem. And that's great. But how we look at the problems, the biggest problem in anybody's life is the belief that we shouldn't have any of them. Because you know who are the only people who don't have problems? They're 6 feet in the grave. So problems are really a sign of life. But it's not a matter of do these problems come up? It's a matter of how will we respond when we go through that experience. We want to be solution oriented. A diseased imagination will see evil motives. They'll imagine evil motives in others. They're like, Facebook just want to profit. They don't care about us. They just want to take our money, and it's like, hey, whether that's true or not, I know 1 Corinthians 13 says charity believeth all things, charity hopeth all things, charity rejoices not in iniquity. And it's not through great charity to assume the worst in people's thoughts and intentions of why there's so much change. And if we make it a habit of speaking evil of others, even corporations and these social media platforms, then it's going to be very disempowering for creating a business. And a sanctified will imagine kind motives in others. Like I would say, even in like when COVID came out and they had these independent fact checkers, and it was causing a lot of havoc, problems, especially for health educators, because when you talk about the jab, you talk about different things, they're like, independent fact checkers found that this is false, and all these different things. And we can get so irritated, so frustrated and upset, or we could pivot some of the messaging that we have. And I'll share with you a little bit more of what that looks like in a moment, but I believe it's really important that if you're wanting to partner with these companies, because let's face it, that's what you're doing. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media platforms, they have millions of your ideal clients. And if you want access to their audience, then we're going to post on their platforms, then there has to be some level of cooperation. And what I've found a lot of times with change, there's two ways that people do it. Either they try to resist change and they're like, I don't like it, I just want things to be the same. But the health educators who win online and really break through is those who are being early adopters when the algorithm updates, when the platforms change, when they're saying, I'm going to shift from pre-recorded videos to live videos, go live. When they're going to shift from live videos to reels, do reels. If they're going to shift where they're no longer promoting the live videos long term, like figure out, what I find helps is align yourself with asking, what does a platform desire? What is their goals? And if you can align your goals with their goals, then they're going to actually promote your content to more of your ideal clients. They're going to support your mission, your message, and get it out further. So find points that you can have in common, find areas where you're able to agree, and then lean into that, and you're going to have more success online. But the people who are resistant, who are complaining, who are arguing, and are really complaining about these social media platforms while you're posting on the platforms, that's not going to help you, and that just really attracts a lot of complaining Karens to your contents, your comment sections too. You don't want that. It's not good for business. It doesn't look good on you, and it doesn't help you make better decisions. It doesn't help me make better decisions. So another thing is like diseased imagination imagines death. We can imagine life. imagines being limited, and we can imagine limitless possibilities. When you have a limitless mind, it doesn't matter what happens on social media. You see there's 1,000 solutions to every new problem that comes up. The fact there is a problem means there is a solution. And some of the comments that I shared before, like they're focusing on what they're losing, what they don't have, what they can't do anymore, and what plans and changes are shift. It's like, assume that every change is happening for your better, and now it's our opportunity to look for the silver lining. It's our responsibility to go find the blessings that God has promised. So number one is we want to find empowering meanings. Number two is remember that social media is not subscribed to you. So a lot of times we think, like I had thousands of hours of content, then my YouTube channel got shut down, right? A lot of times we think that we're getting subscribers, that they're subscribing to you. They're not subscribing to you. They're subscribing to YouTube. YouTube owns those people. And there was a time not too many years ago where YouTube, these big platforms with millions of subscribers, they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to change so that when people subscribe to you, they don't actually get access. They don't get notified when you release new videos. They have to go out of their way and click the notification button in order to view them. So people overnight who were getting millions of views now started getting 30,000 views. And people think that they're relying on these borrowed, on this borrowed platform, this borrowed traffic. And I don't think there's a problem with it. It's just important that we categorize them in their right location and know where other people's platforms fit in our business. So think of using social media as like renting a house. It's not a house that you own. If you build your entire business on rented land, then the landlord can evict you at any time. And you don't want your business to be all wrapped up in there. So just know that social media platforms, they own the platform. So the solution, you can build your email list and you can store your content elsewhere, or at least back it up. When you're first getting started, it can be challenging, but as you start getting more and more established, you begin to realize that there comes a time where it's good to start backing these things up, or just make sure you have the right mindset as you're going into building your business. And remember, whoever owns the house makes the rules. When it comes to going to visit people's homes, one thing that I've realized is that there are some people in this world that whenever you go into their house, they want you to take off your shoes. I'm not one of those people. I like wearing my shoes in the house. That's what we do here. I don't even like taking off my shoes in other people's homes, but I will, because I know that they own the house, they make the rules. If I am going to go into their home for a gathering, then I'm going to abide by the rules of the home. And it would be very reasonable that if I do not follow their rules, then they will not invite me back or not let me in. And I get that. So if I really don't want to, then I could avoid or stay away from their house, but the thing is, a lot of people, they complain about how social media doesn't allow them to do certain things. But what you can do instead is, when you're on social media, what I like to do is follow the rules as much as we can, because there's a lot of opportunities of strategic partnerships that we can do. We can get access to hundreds of thousands, and for many of you, millions of people who already desire to buy what you desire to sell. When you just abide by the principles that they're looking for, the policies they have, it's going to be good on the long run. And then what you can do is you can own your own, you can build a list. And I know that because of how we've set up our business, because we understand this, that social media is not our own, then it's you're able to stand by while everyone else in the marketplace is stressing out about all these changes. While your competitors are in panic, you could be calm as a cucumber. You could not have to be heavily affected. When Facebook did all this update, I asked my team, so okay, they're deleting all of our live videos. Do we got to do something about that? And the answer is no, because we already upload them to Notion. We back things up to YouTube. We back it actually to multiple YouTube channels. But there's a principle in Proverbs 27:12. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So what we find is that like I would say, submit to you that the evil is like social media changing, or the trials, the troubles, the tribulation. It is prudent to be able to look into the future and expect or know or anticipate when changes are going to happen. It's inevitable. It's not if, it's when massive changes happen that disrupt your marketplace. The question is, will you be prepared? So if we hide ourselves, one of the ways that we can do that is by creating our email list, starting to have a platform that you own. So number 2, remember, the social media is not subscribed to you. They're subscribed to the platform. Number 3 is create your email list. Your email list helps you to go from being from a renter to a homeowner. That's what social media helps with. And really, your email list is one of the few assets that you really own. And when you start developing on your social media, that's where you can have uncensored communication. You could share whatever you would like to, in whatever manner you'd like to, full in authenticity of who you are and what you say. And now this is a list that you own. Social media is a list that you borrow. That's what you rent, but this is a list that you own. And as you start collecting lists, how do you do that? You start collecting emails by creating lead magnets, something of value you can give away for free. It could be a free masterclass. It could be a book. It could be a video training. It could be a clarity call, a variety of different ways that you will give something of value in exchange for a email list. And what you want to do is you want to collect those emails and have some ways that you can communicate to them regularly. In the beginning, even if you don't have systems set up where you can communicate to your email list regularly, just collecting emails is going to be valuable. What I like to do is collect their name, phone number, and emails, because in business, the fortune is in the follow-up. And emails is how we're able to follow up with people. Emails in the future is going to help you to automate your business, to be able to generate passive income in an automated income machine with your email marketing. And it's like communicating to them is not necessary when you're just getting started and you only have like a few, like 10 or under 100 or several hundred. You can still be pretty profitable with several hundred people on your list, but it really just depends on the time and energy you have. But the one thing that you cannot afford to not do is collect the emails. No matter what you do, before giving people anything of value, don't just send a YouTube video, collect their email list so they could view your YouTube video. That's one of the things that we teach our health educators, that when we craft a masterclass, let people opt in to see it. Then you're collecting an email list. And that is a beautiful asset, powerful asset, because had I collected my emails when my YouTube channel got shut down, or when Facebook said, nope, you could only reach 1/10 of your people unless you pay us, then business would have been different. So what I learned from this experience is the power of diversifying some of our content and dependencies, the power of the reminder that we don't really own the platform, the audience, the list on other platforms. It's great to be able to leverage them, but also to build an email list. It's one of Russell Brunson have shared before that on average, you can tell how much money a person's making by the size of their email list. So if you want to give yourself a raise in your business, ask what can I do today to grow my email list? And it's usually for every email on your list, it's about $1 a month that you're making when you're communicating to them regularly. And I found this to be true in many respects too, that if you are, if you got 1,000 people on your email list, you may be making about $1,000 a month. If you've got 3,000 people on your email list, that could equate to $3,000 a month. So whatever, or greater, and it scales up really nicely. But what you, and those numbers are a little offsetted once you have a high ticket health coaching program, which often I help our clients to craft at least a $3,000 offer. You can make more than that, even with a small list, even a small audience online. Even in borrowed audiences, whether you have a small audience, you could still make generously more. But as an industry standard, it's just helpful to understand $1 for every email is helpful to know, oh, okay, cool. If I want to give myself a raise today, I just need to add more people to my email list, because that asset is something that's going to carry with you no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going. And so this is something that you want to just collect emails. And if you're in a position where you can communicate to those that you've collected, even better. But if not, just collect the emails is going to be a really great aid for any content creator. So how many of you are ready to own your own platform and build your email list? Type list in the chat below, and also know that what I want to do is I want to invite you to every month I'm doing a high income health expert challenge. And in this challenge, I help you to know the secrets to attracting clients who want to pay you. I show you how the key to selling while serving. Because a lot of times selling online can feel uncomfortable. It could feel kind of like icky, but they're salesy. So I show you how to sell without feeling salesy. And we also show you these other strategies of how you can make big money with a small audience. Because contrary to popular belief, you don't need large audiences. There's a lot of big time influencers who are broke, who are creating all this health content, got lots of views, but they have no idea how to monetize that. So if you'd want to be able to monetize your health knowledge online and share your health skills and in a way that can pay your bills, and to reach the people that you know you're called to reach, then I encourage you, comment the word challenge below, and I'll give you more details about how you can join our free High Income Health Expert Challenge. There's free to attend, it's a general admission, but I always encourage people to get the VIP. The VIP is only $47, and on there you can come on Zoom, ask me questions about your business, what's growing, and what things are changing. And if you would like to know more about the Zoom calls that we're going to do each week, comment the word Zoom in the chat below, and I'll send you more details how you can join Tuesday at 9 o'clock on Zoom. You can be a part of the community before we go live. But until then, remember that God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Have a great day, friends, and God bless.